What up guys, this is Kong, and today I'm back again for another movie review for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about Den of Thieves. It's a cop and thief movie, you know, that genre. I'm not going to talk about the synopsis, you can go look online. I'm just going to go straight to it, talk about the pros and the cons, and give you guys a recommendation and a score. The pros, I like Gerard Butler as Nick Flanagan. He's, I guess you can say a lieutenant or detective. He solve and go after these criminal who rob banks or whatnot. You know, he's smart. He understands the mind of a criminal. He know how to get under the skin, and that's really good. I mean, I'm like, yeah, you know, this is he's kind of a douchebag in some scene. Granted. He does that to kind of push on the show and kind of push people around, and that's kind of almost typical of policemen. Not all police officers, but he is kind of one of them. Pablo Scribber as Merryman, he look and sound like a ringleader, and he look like a tough guy. He look like he's a smart guy. I mean, he is believable. I buy it, and you know, like he is legitimate. He is your typical smart man, typical ringleader. And about that, O'Shea Jackson at Donnie, he's gullible. He's got the innocent, you know, compliance kind of behavior, that memo, you know, like he's kind of like not mean like he's stupid or dumb, but he just an accomplice, you know. He doesn't know shit all these other guys are doing, you know, as he that he would like us to think. Cool. We'll come back to that. The story is well paced. I love and I enjoy when movies are well paced and not dragged out. This is good. We goes along with the officers to try to figure out what the thieves are doing with the empty truck when there's no money in there. And you understand that most thieves go after the money, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And we try to figure out who these guys are, what their plot, what they're gonna do next. That's interesting. And then we also know, you know, what the crews are doing, and I kind of like that. Like we know from both point of view. I like that. What else? We are also led to believe that Merryman is the ringleader, and by Officer Nick or Detective Nick and Donnie and the gang. They all, you know, respect the man. You know, they all like, you know what, we roll with you. You know, you go, we follow. You know, who you shoot, we shoot. You know, it's like, okay, you know, like this. They all make look like he was the ringleader, and he is the ringleader. You know. Not the actual, he is the real ringleader, but he is not the actual operator ringleaders. The thieves are not your typical thieves. They're actually smart. They know how to hack. They know how to make things look like they're you know, actual officers and stuff like that, and know how to impersonate and how to get into the operation. You know, that sort of thing. I like the plot twist at the end, you know, how, you know, Donnie was actually the real ringleader. He was the guy who, you know, brought in the men, you know, brought in Merryman, brought his crew in to go after this Federal Reserve building. I mean, he knew about the entrance and stuff. This kind of showed that he worked at this bar, he knew all this sort of stuff. He picked up tips and information. So he put the pieces together. I was like, you know, like, we got played. The audience got played. Even I gotta admit, I got played. And then the officer Nick Flanagan got played. The crew that he was, they all got played. They were like, oh, we thought it was Merryman with the ringleader, but it was actually Donnie with the ringleader. He planned all this out. I mean, he played all the motherfuckers for a game. I was like, damn, O'Shea Jackson, damn, you balls. That's all I gotta say. And you know, he got me playing. I was like, man, what this cheap ass motherfucker? He ain't got nothing. You know, he's like just a cheap. He's just like a sheep, but like he's a wolf and a sheep. So I thought that was like, you know what? I like that twist. I like that plot twist. It was like, you know what? All this time we thought it was Merry Man with the Ringleader, but this motherfucker, Donnie, he was the real motherfucking Ringleader. He was pulling shit put together. I mean, he was planning things shit out. I thought that's like, okay, I like that twist. And there's like a few things. Now I'm moving to Kong. I'm sorry, Kong. Let's talk about it. So at the end, right? Spoiler alert, guys. If you don't want to watch this, you don't want to be spoiled, get the fuck off of this video. You know, pause this shit, go somewhere else, and then come back, or watch the movie and then come back. But so did Donnie actually double cross Merry Man, or did he actually knew that the plan was gonna be like what it meant to be? So let's talk about the plan. What happened? So the dump truck comes in every day, or every day, at the same time, or every day, to pick up the shredded money. And then at one point they had, I think it was probably Donnie's crew. I believe it's Donnie's crew or Merry Man. Donnie's crew. I think it's Donnie's crew, but I can't be sure because it happened so fast. And they had switch truck. And they had switch truck, and then I was like, okay. And then we get to the whole gunfight with Merry Man and the money. Does Merry Man know that the money inside of the black bag was actually shredded money, or does he not know? So there was some unanswered questions that was not explained to us. You know, as the audience, it was remain unanswered, really. Was Merry Man going to another location that actually had the money? But we never know. But there's a but. Donnie had knew what the switch dumpster truck went, and he got the money. So to me, it's like he double crossed Merry Man for his work, got them all killed, and he took the money. So to me, in definition, he double crossed those motherfuckers for the money. But the unanswered question is that Merry Man knew about the switch. I don't know. So it was like unanswered. Fortunately, we never got that far to the movie because the cop killed all these other guys. So, let's see, what else? How did Donnie pieces all the information together, or the intel about the security, choke point, security, technology, security details in the Federal Reserve? Yes, obviously he worked at the bar, and the people coming in to the bar to drink and whatnot. And there, you know, when people drink, they talk, you know, they spill things. Oh, they spilled the bean, you know. So to me, it's kind of like believable, not believable. It's on that fine line, you know. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'll let it go. You know, I'll buy it. It seemed kind of believable. And then the one thing that, like, the biggest plot hole to me is like, okay, so he is snuck in to the Federal Reserve, okay? And then he had to leave. He got to get out the Federal Reserve because he's already did his task, right? And he comes out, and he kept the badge to get in, you know, I guess to swipe. So he comes out, and this officer is like, "Hey man, you look like you never saw him." You're like, "Nah man, I don't know what's going on. It's the shift, whatever the excuse that he made." So it's like, to me, it's like, okay, if I was an officer, he is sweating like crazy, and I didn't see him come in and sign a paper. So that means he was already inside the building and living out. So that's like the biggest plot hole. It's like, to me, it's like, okay, these cops are dumb motherfuckers. You know, they're dumb as hell. Like, they're just body, you know, they're not intelligence, you know. It's like, if I see a guy who's inside my house and he's, okay, so I'm sleeping, right? And then I see a guy going, he's walking out of my bathroom, I don't see him. I'm like, okay, this motherfucker does not belong in my house. I gotta question this dude. And then in the movie that he just let him go, I'm like, okay, 1 year in the Federal Reserve, and he's coming out in the Federal Reserve building with all full of money. So I thought that was just kind of like, I didn't buy it. I was like, you know what? I don't buy this shit, you know. So that's the biggest plot hole, and that's the biggest like question for me. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't buying that shit. So anyway, the score I give this movie is a 6 out of 10. I really like this movie. I liked it a lot. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was slightly different from your typical cop and thief movie or criminal movie. It made us, it tricked us, not trick away. It made us believe that, you know, whether this was the actual story or this is the actual person who was running the operation, but it was not. And also, it was interesting. It's like, I like that plot twist. And the gunfight seemed believable. It was real. It was like a real chase and all that sort of thing. It was like all the operation was. It felt real. It felt that someone could have done it. The only thing is, it didn't feel quite convincing is how to get into the Federal Reserve. But then, you know, that's I gotta give it I would say not a pass, but it's like, you know what, I'll let it go. I'll see what happened. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna give this a score of 6 out of 10. Again, a 6 out of 10. I say go watch this. You will like this. You will be entertained. You will be interested. You will be like, huh, okay, it's a different kind of, you know, cop and a criminal movie. You will like it. You will like, you know what, it's a good movie, you know, for most part. But anyway, most importantly, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching my movie review. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And please, guys, like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse my YouTube channel. And press that bell button there. Much appreciated, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.